I'm 76 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that will probably make you uncomfortable. Everything you think matters right now doesn't. And the things you're ignoring, the things you keep putting off, those are the only things that will matter when you're my age. You see, I spent the first 54 years of my life chasing the wrong things. I had the title, the corner office, the awards on my wall. People looked at me and saw success. But at 54, something happened that destroyed everything I thought I understood about life. And what I've learned in the 22 years since has completely changed how I see everything. But before I tell you what happened, you need to understand why I'm making this video. I'm not here to brag or to sound wise. I'm here because I'm running out of time, and there are truths you need to hear before you waste your life the way I wasted mine. Not warnings, truths. The kind that will haunt you if you ignore them. At 54, I collapsed in my office. Just fell over. One moment I was replying to emails. The next moment I woke up in an ambulance. Stroke. A mild one, the doctor said, but lying in that hospital bed for 3 days, unable to move my left side properly. Watching my daughter cry by the window. There was nothing mild about it. The doctor said I was lucky. That word again. Lucky. I had just lost function in my body, spent 3 days thinking I might die, and they called it luck. But you know what? They were right. Because for the first time in my adult life, I had nothing to do but think. No meetings to attend, no emails to answer, no performance reviews to stress about. Just me, a hospital bed, and the terrifying realization that I had been sleepwalking through my entire existence. I wasn't living. I was performing, playing a role, checking boxes on some invisible list that society handed me. And the worst part, if I had died that day, if that stroke had been fatal, I would have left behind nothing that mattered. Nothing real. A resume full of achievements that would be forgotten within a year. An apartment full of things nobody wanted. A life that looked impressive on paper but felt empty in reality. Here's the biggest lie you're probably believing right now. I'll do it later. I have time. Once I finish this project, once I get that promotion, once I save more money, then I'll start living. I see it everywhere. People in their 20s, 30s, 40s, all saying the same thing. When I'm more established, then I'll take that trip. When work slows down, then I'll reconnect with old friends. When I retire, then I'll finally pursue my passion. Let me save you decades of regret. That moment never arrives. You know why? Because you keep moving the finish line. You get the promotion, suddenly you need the next one. You save the money, suddenly you need more security. You're always preparing to live instead of actually living. And then you're 76, sitting alone, wondering where all the years went. I did this. I spent 30 years climbing, achieving, accumulating, and when I finally stopped and looked around, I was at the top of a mountain I never wanted to climb. And there's no climbing back down. Time doesn't give you do-overs. Here's what nobody tells you when you're young. Achievement is empty. I say this as someone who achieved everything. I made executive vice president. I had the salary, the stock options, the respect. And you want to know the truth? None of it filled the void. You hit your goal. You feel good for maybe 72 hours. Then it fades. You're back to empty. Now you need a bigger goal, a better achievement, more validation. It's a treadmill that never stops. I had a friend, Marcus. Brilliant guy. Worked himself to exhaustion for 40 years building his consulting firm. Always said he'd slow down next quarter. Next quarter became next year. Next year became next decade. He died at 62. Heart attack at his desk. At his funeral, his wife said, "He gave everything to his work. I just wish he'd saved something for us." That's what you're doing right now, whether you realize it or not. You're trading the irreplaceable for the replaceable. Time for money, presence for productivity, life for the appearance of success. Your regrets won't be about your failures. They'll be about what you never tried. I don't lose sleep over the deals that didn't work out. Those are just stories now. You know what keeps me awake? The year I didn't spend in Italy because I was too busy. The friendship with my college roommate that I let fade because I never made time to call. The guitar I bought at 30 and never learned to play. The relationship with my son that became formal and distant because I was always working late. These absences, they eat at you. The unlived life, the unexpressed love, the chances you didn't take because you were afraid or busy or waiting for the right time. The people you love, your parents, your siblings, your closest friends, you think they'll always be there. You don't. My mother died when I was 49. We had a complicated relationship. I kept thinking we'd sort it out eventually. I kept thinking I'd visit more once work calmed down. Work never calmed down. She had a fall. 3 days later, she was gone. And you know what my biggest regret is? All the Saturday afternoons I didn't visit, all the phone calls I was too tired to make, all the conversations we never had because I thought we had more time. There isn't always more time. After my stroke, everything changed. I cut my hours at work, started saying no to commitments that drained me, started saying yes to things I'd been postponing for years. These last 22 years have taught me more about living than the previous 54. What actually matters is painfully simple. Time with the people who matter. Work that means something to you, not to others. Experiences over possessions. Creating moments worth remembering. Being present instead of distracted. I know how this sounds. When I was your age, I would have dismissed this as naive. That's nice, in theory, but I have responsibilities. And yes, you do. I'm not saying abandon everything. I'm saying stop sacrificing what's irreplaceable for what isn't. Ask yourself this question and answer it honestly. If you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with how you've spent your time? Not, would others be impressed? Not, did you accomplish enough? Just, would you be satisfied? If the answer is no, what are you waiting for? What are you doing that's so important you're willing to gamble your one life on it? I'm 76. If I'm fortunate, maybe I have 10 years left, maybe 15, probably less. And I've made peace with that, because these last 22 years have been richer than all the years before. Not because I made more money, because I finally started living deliberately, appreciating each day, prioritizing what actually matters. I've traveled to the places I always dreamed about, rebuilt my relationship with my son, slowly, painfully, but we're closer now than we've ever been. Learned that guitar, started painting, forgiven people I held grudges against for decades, said, I love you to the people who needed to hear it. I'm happier now at 76, knowing my time is limited, than I was at 35 when I thought I had forever. That's the paradox. When you truly understand that time is finite, you stop wasting it. You stop postponing joy. You start living now. You have a choice. You can keep doing what you're doing, postponing life, chasing achievements, telling yourself you'll start living once you reach the next milestone, or you can wake up, understand that your time is running out faster than you think, and start living the life you keep postponing. I can't make this choice for you, but I can tell you, you don't want to be 76 looking back, wishing you'd done it differently. Don't waste 54 years learning what I learned. Learn it now. Live intentionally. Prioritize what matters. Stop waiting. Someday is today. It always has been. If this message resonates with you, leave a comment. Tell me what you're going to change. Subscribe, because I have more truths to share and limited time to share them. The clock is ticking for all of us. What are you going to do with your time?